Andi here. I'm a vintage home decor reseller, and today I'm taking you shopping with me, and then we're gonna come back and do a little haul. So a couple days ago, I decided to do an all-day sourcing trip, and I hit up some antique malls I've never been to before, and of course, Goodwill and Value Village near me, and found some really great stuff. First, we're gonna go shopping, and then we're gonna come home back here, and I'm gonna show you all the great things that I got while I was out sourcing that day. Okay, so let's go shopping. I'm on the road today doing a little bit of sourcing. I've decided to go south of my home to check out antique malls and thrift stores I have never been to before, so I can't wait to see what I find. I really like this milking stool. I mean, milking stools in general have always sold well for me, but I have never done one that has been painted. This one's reduced to 18, so I'll have to think about it. So I've actually sold this wicker mirror before. I need to go back and look and see what I sold it for, because this is 65, so definitely like more than I'd like to, oh, there's me, more than I'd like to usually invest in any one piece. But if it's something I've already sold before and it did well, I'm happy to pay up usually, so we'll have to see what I paid for this. Well, this is a very beautiful onyx vase, 22, so a little more than I want to spend, but I do love the colors on it, or the lack of color on it rather. So I also just found this peg rack tucked away, and it is one of the big ones, which I've always wanted because they're amazing for hanging mugs and stuff in a booth. So it's 28, but it's also the same booth as this mirror. And so maybe if I did a bundle, the vendor would give me a better deal. So I'll have to look into that. This Japanese pottery is really pretty. It says it's from the 1920s, so officially antique because it's over 100 years old. I really like the red bird on it. It is, well, I'm assuming that says like 18? I don't know. Anyways, I probably will pass on it, but it is really stunning. So someone just mentioned that there's a bunch of 50% off vendors, like this one. This is a beautiful native basket, so 50% off that price. I may have to get it. It's just such a great size. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is a glasses holder. So you rest your glasses there, and it goes over the owl's eyes. So my son just got glasses, so I may have to get this for him because I think he'd think it'd be so cute to put his glasses when he's asleep, like rest them on the owl. So I think this is coming home with me. So this may be the smallest little wooden box. I mean, how cute. It's 20, so seems a little pricey for how small it is, but it is adorable. I've never seen one this small and flat before. So we just left that store, and yeah, the lady who works there called us back and said that the vendor was going to be doing a 40% off event in their booth. And so I'm gonna pick up that mirror and that peg rack and probably some other stuff in her booth. So I'm back in the booth. I'm gonna get the mirror, the peg rack, and then I think this antique head, mannequin head. I saw another reseller pick it up recently, so I'm like, ooh, maybe I should pick it up. So I think it's actually quite old. And then I also found this plant stand right here that I'm gonna get. So the next stop is Homestead Relics. It's in Silverton, Oregon, so definitely. I drove south, like an hour south. I've been meaning to come here. I have a friend who has a booth space here, so I can't wait to see her booth in real life. She has a YouTube channel, so I will link her. So yeah, hopefully find some good stuff. So cute. This vase is beautiful. It is Italian. Really stunning. I like the flowers. So it's 25. I will think about that. So of course this caught my eye. It's outside my budget. It's 30, but it's really cute. Anything needlepoint right now, I'm just losing my mind over it. And these little birds are so cute. I really like those, but this booth is really fun. This is not original. If it was, I'd be bringing it home. This tray is a beautiful painted tray. I actually just sold one recently, but I've never seen green before. Usually it's like black as the background color. So really, really pretty. But yeah, this is a reseller that has a booth in many places that I shop. Go Jenny Go, you should check her out. It's always very, very cute stuff. Very kitschy. These owls are adorable. brutalist owls. I mean, they definitely are more than I could possibly pay for them, but they are amazing. So this is my friend Bridget's booth. I absolutely love it. It is so, so good. Oh, look at that floral. There's a lot of great stuff. A lot of great stuff. She has a very similar eye and picks up stuff that I would love. So I can't wait to do a whole look around and shop her booth space. But yeah, she has a YouTube channel, so make sure you check her out. I love watching her. She has the most soothing voice as she is shopping for vintage. It literally is like a self-care moment when I watch her channel, so definitely check her out. So here is my find that I am picking up in Bridget's booth. I think it's amazing, and I haven't decided if I want to shine it up or not because I kind of like the patina, but look at those handles. I've never seen one like this before. So this floral on board is 22, and it's another moody floral. You guys know me, moody florals. So my mom was like, that's super good. So I think I'm gonna have to get this thing too. This vase is awesome. It's outside my budget, but I love the pill-shaped ones. I have not seen one like this before. It's 32, but really, really good. So usually I just collect wicker animals, but do you guys think I need this wicker boot too? It's $6, so I don't know. It's very tempting, but this is a whole new direction for my wicker collection. For all you glass girlies out there, there's a lot of beautiful vases. Okay, so we are at probably the last stop of the day, an antique mall in Aurora called the Southend Antique Mall. I usually have good luck here, so I'm hoping to find some cool stuff to take home. So Mom and I were looking at this frame. Like, the art inside is definitely a print, but it's $35 for the most epic frame. Like, I don't know, it's crazy big. Yeah. You can't see how big it is, I think. Oh, I almost just fell totally backwards, but oh, that's so tempting. This candelabra is 19. It is really beautiful. I have a few right now that I haven't sold yet, so sorry, that is really loud. So I probably will pass. This set of 3 is 15. Tempted by those two because I've sold them before, but I think it's missing like the, oh gosh, so noisy. I think it's missing the size that goes like right here. So I'll probably pass. The sun is really cool. 15. I have a hard time knowing if these are vintage or just something new because, you know, they make things like this new all the time. This is a really good one. I like all the details. This oil painting is stunning. I was hoping because it's in this booth that usually has really good deals that painting would be less, but it is $65, but it has this really lovely matte right here, and it's just really good. Oh man, I absolutely adore it, but it's outside my budget. Beautiful needlepoint stool. Oh, I love the colors on this one. Pretty. So pretty. It is $55. Well, that is lovely. It's like the wood finish color. That's awesome. So my mom spotted this really beautiful wooden box, and I turned it over, and it has the sweetest message about who it belonged to, Jake Poole, and that he was a wonderful man and loved by all who knew him, especially his daughter, Arlene. Oh, it's so special. So it is $10.95. Man, this is really tugging on my heartstrings. It's so cute. So something silly, but I kind of like this little gold hand. So it's $4.95, so I think I may have to get it because it's kind of fun. So Mom spotted this lamp. I actually sold a lamp very similar to this recently, and I'm tempted to buy another one, although it's $25, and I can't remember what I sold it for. I want to say it wasn't like terribly more than that. But these alabaster stone grapes are kind of calling to me for $18. I know how much people love them, and then my mom is trying to convince me into this cute Portugal pot, which it is adorable. Absolutely adorable. I like anything Portuguese pottery. Really like any pottery, frankly. My mom is debating this painting, and it definitely, no, it's painted. I mean, if you look closely, you can see strokes, Mom. So it's really good. It's very interesting. I found a pair of brass ones for $22. And they're already kind of like pretty and like not super shiny, but the patina's good. So I think I might get these because brass sells well in my booth, and 22 for the pair sells a lot of margin. So my mom spotted this painting and it's 20. It's kind of cute, but I'm starting to get fatigued on shopping. I'm not sure about this one. Okay, so we're back home in my studio space. I have a lot of great stuff to show you. You saw in the footage, I got some really cool things, and then we're gonna round out the haul with a few other things that I picked up actually recently too. Not on my sourcing trip day, just when I was out doing my normal stuff. So I figured I would just show those to you as well. So yeah, let's jump right into it. So one of the first things that caught my eye out was this amazing mirror, and I'm trying to figure out how to like show it to you without showing you the very messy part of my studio space. So we'll just focus on the ceiling. Anyways, I have sold this mirror before. I paid up for this. So this ended up being, I think, like around 30 bucks, which probably sounds crazy, but I sold it last year for $128, so that's still like a lot of margin. It's in really good shape. I love the wicker. I think it's phenomenal, and so anytime I can find something that I know that I've sold before, especially for a good price, I usually will pick it up again because I know that it's very fast to list. So anyways, this had to come home. So I got a few more things in that booth space. So this item is something that has been on my bucket list to find forever. So you guys know, if you've watched my channel, I pick up peg racks. They sell for me, and usually they're like they're half this size. They're like 3 and then 3 and that's it. So finding one that is this giant, I mean, I have found them out in antique stores, but usually they're part of the display and not for sale. So the fact that this one was for sale, I was like, yes. And another reselling friend has this in her booth, and I was just looking at it the other day. I was like, oh, I really want to find one of those. And I guess this shopping trip was the day I needed to find it. So anyways, yeah, can you believe how big this is now? I am sorry, this is probably going to be a display piece. So I'm doing exactly what I hate other resellers doing, which is they find it and they use it as a display piece. So this probably won't be for sale, but if I can't find room for it in my booth, it may end up being for sale. But this is like amazing for hanging mugs, purses, other things that you want to like display in a really fun way. That's what you typically do with this. So anyways, I was so excited to find this. It was tucked way behind like a shelf, and I didn't even know if it was for sale. And then when it was, I was like, yes. So anyways, had to get this. So very weird pickup for me. Also in that same booth, and this was definitely like an impulse, because when I found out that booth was gonna be 40% off the prices, I saw this and like, ooh, maybe I should grab it, because another reseller I know got one recently. So I was like, maybe they're onto something. So I decided to look up like comps online, and it looks like these actually have good margin. So I think I ended up paying like 20 for this guy. They sell for a lot more, especially when they have like wear and patina and stuff, because it makes them look antique. You can buy these new, but you know, it just doesn't have that same vibe. And so these are great for hats. So if you have like a closet and you're doing like a really pretty eclectic, you know, vignette in a closet and you have hats, I mean, this is a great piece to put a hat on. So anyways, when I saw, I picked it up. I don't know, it was one of those things I was like, what, I guess. And when I brought it home, my husband was like, what are you doing with that? And I'm like, we're gonna give it a try. So anyways, this will be listed on Etsy. So in case you're new here, I sell on Etsy, and then I also have my very first vintage booth in a vintage shop in downtown Portland. And so anytime I say something's for sale, it's either gonna go to Etsy or in my booth. So check the description box first, because I usually try to link things from my Etsy shop that I've listed there. And if you don't see it, send me email, because it may have gone to my booth space. But anyways, everything is always fair game to buy for you guys as my audience. And so if you see something you like and you don't see it in my Etsy shop, just send me an email. Okay, so back to the haul. So I got this amazing brass jug from one of my reselling friends. I finally was able to go see her booth in person. It is amazing. She has a YouTube channel. I will link it down below. Check her out. And I thought this was incredible. I paid up for it. I think it was 28 bucks, but definitely have margin for me on Etsy for this. And it's just like, the patina is really good. Now, you guys know me, I love to polish up some brass, but my mom was just like, who was with me, she's like, absolutely not, do not polish that at all. She was like, I think I would have been dead to her if I polished it. So not quite, but she was like adamant. So anyways, I'll give it a go without the polish first, and if it doesn't sell, it may get a little glow up. But anyways, I really thought the handles were super sweet, so I had to get it. So more brass that I picked up is this awesome set of brass swans. Now I have sold smaller versions of this before very easily, and so I was very excited to find like a larger set, larger pair. You know, brass animals and stuff like this still are very hot and so hard for me to find. So this set I think was 22, which is to me really good. There's still margin in it. So I know like a lot of the stuff I'm hitting you with, I actually paid more than thrift store prices, but sometimes you just have to do that. And then we're gonna get to later in the haul some really cheap stuff that I got at the thrift store. But it's always a balance between paying up for something when you know there's good margin in it and then also getting stuff super cheap. But sometimes you get the good stuff, you have to pay, you have to shell out the money. So anyways, this will be available in my Etsy shop. So something I picked up for me was this adorable wicker boot. Now you guys know I collect wicker animals, and apparently now I am going into wicker boots, wicker other stuff. So anyways, it was only $6, so I had to get it. I thought it was super cute. So I'm gonna have to restyle my animals that I have up on a shelf. I'll show you a picture of them because it's getting out of control. It's getting out of control. I have so many. There's another one that I have not shown you guys. I'll just show it to you now. I'll just show it to you now because, you know, we're talking about it. I also just got this one at an estate sale. So it's like, where is this guy going? I don't know. Where is he going? So anyways, I'm in a state of wicker chaos, and I gotta figure out exactly how I want to display them. So anyways, I'm a sucker for these, so I had to get it. So something else that's kind of new for me to pick up is a cluster of grapes. Now, people lose their mind over grapes. I've never understood it. I mean, I think these stone grapes are like nice, but like, they have like a cult following, which is crazy. And so these are beautiful stone. I like the fact that they're actually on a stem versus something faux. And the color is really good. It's a very good size. I mean, some clusters can get huge. So anyways, I've seen enough like haul videos and Instagram reels where people are like, can you believe I found these? That I'm like, okay, maybe I should pick up, a set of grapes and see how they do. So anyways, this was $18, so I paid out for it. But that's like the cheapest I've ever seen a cluster of grapes at a thrift store, not a thrift store, an antique mall. So anyways, I'm gonna give them a try. They're gonna be listed on Etsy, see how they do. But yeah, this is a new one for me, but I figure, you know what? There's apparently a buyer for it, so I'm gonna give it a go. So anyways, I would love to keep it, but I can't keep them all. I'm in the business of selling stuff. So anyway, this will be available on Etsy or in my booth space if it doesn't sell. But I thought it was stunning. I love the fact that it's moody and then the bright punch in the middle. I just thought it was absolutely stunning. Okay, so something for me that I got is this cute gold, like gilded hand. Now this is not valuable, but I have a hand collection, and so I do not have a gold hand like this, especially one that rests on a surface because this is flat right here. So I thought it was very cool. I want to say it was like $4, $6 or something, really cheap. So I had to get it for myself, but yeah. Anytime I can find a hand to add to my hand collection, it definitely comes home with me. Okay, so let's move on to some thrift store stuff that I got. Now, I had a coupon this week for 40% off at my very favorite store, Value Village. And so I got 3 of these, and they were super cheap. So they ended up being like $1.25 a piece. So these will probably go into my booth space. Shipping these is a bit of a nightmare because they are so pliable, and I have to do a lot to fortify them in transit. I have sold these like thin metal things before many times, and every time I do it I'm like, ugh, so annoyed because I have to like put cardboard around these so that way they don't bend when I'm trying to pad them. And anyways, if you want these, just let me know. But these are not going to be listed in Etsy, but if you want them, I'll list them for you. So just FYI, you guys are probably not going to want to do that because you know how much I just told you I hated shipping them. But sometimes I can be dramatic, and when it comes to making money, I can be persuaded into doing things I don't want to do. So anyways, I thought these were great, especially since they came in a set of 3. And then another metal thing I got is this beautiful copper wall hanging. So it has swans in the center. Now, usually I try to avoid brass and copper and silver trays that have like that type of scene in it because it can just be so cheesy. Oftentimes it can be like scenes of like, I want to say like the founding fathers or something, like early Americana. I don't know. I don't love those ones. But this one being birds, I was just like, this is actually kind of sweet. And the fact that it's copper and it has patina on it, I kind of liked it. So it was $4 and it was 40% off. So I was like, you know what? For that price, you can bring it home. So anyways, this will be available. And then another thing I picked up for myself is this beautiful lidded Sioux pottery piece. It's very interesting inside the way they did the like more shiny glazing, but I love Native American pottery. You guys know that. I actually have not picked up a piece of native pottery in a very long time, but this lidded box with the colors I thought was stunning. It's just really beautiful. Anytime, just a hot tip, if you like native pottery like me and it has like markings and stuff on the white, because this is matte, it gets dirty and marks on it very easily. You can actually take a magic eraser and get a lot of those black marks off. You just have to be careful when you're doing it. Obviously wet it beforehand, but it does work. So just as a FYI, that's one of the ways I clean these up and make them look a lot better. So anyways, this is for me. So something that will be available from the thrift store that I got was this very weird textured vase. I thought it kind of looked like bark of a tree. So that's why I got it, and it was very, oh, I think I took the sticker off already. It's artist stamped on the bottom. And I want to say that I got it for like $2.50 in the end, which I thought was very cool. Now brown, not for me. I don't like brown, you guys know this, but a lot of people like brown. So in brown pottery, and in the vintage shop that I have my booth space, people buy like brown, rustic, neutral, organic tone pottery all the time, and so that's where this is probably gonna go. So anyways, if you don't see it on Etsy, I'm bringing it to my booth space, but if you want it, like I said, let me know. So something crazy I found at the thrift store during my epic day out sourcing was this absolutely giant Indian etched brass tray. I have never found one this big, and it was $10, and I almost passed out. I could not believe it. So anyways, if you look closely, you can see all the intricate etchings. I love the fact that it's black in the center around everything. So yeah, awesome find. I was like, what? And my mom was like, what? So yeah, I just pulled it off the shelf and I was like, oh my God, that's not like a cheap replica. That is an actual Indian brass etched tray. And you guys know I pick these up smaller all the time. So anyways, very excited about this find. Now the question is what I'm gonna do with it. It's huge. I mean, I'm probably gonna list it on Etsy, because even bringing it to my booth space, it's like, where are you gonna fit this sucker? This is like half the booth. So anyways, I didn't think of that aspect of it when I bought it because I was just like so excited. So we will see where this goes, but I thought it was stunning, so I had to get it. Okay, so I have a couple more things to show you. Now I just got this when I was at a pop-up vintage market, and it is an amazing bamboo like stand stool type thing. You guys know these are one of my best sellers. So I was very excited to find this. It was 18 bucks. So a lot of margin for me. Usually I sell the smaller ones for like 68, 78 bucks. So it was a very good deal for me. And then the other stool that I got, which is awesome, is like, oh my gosh, oh, is this one. And this one is very, very cool. Now I paid out for this. This was 35 bucks, but look at that joinery right here and all the curve and the patina and just the way they did it. So very cool. So stools are one of my best sellers, whether it's like bamboo stands, kind of like this, or it's any type of small rustic stool. They've always done really well. So this guy, even though I got it for 35, I'll list it for well over 100. And it's actually like really easy and compact to ship. So that's why I sell stools. They're my favorite. So anyways, when I saw this, I was like, yes, I'm so tempted to keep this guy too, because it's just a really unique stool. And I've very rarely kept a stool for myself just because I don't have a ton of room for like decorative stools. Just with my kids' toys everywhere, you know, you have to space for those. But anyways, I thought this was very cool, and this will be on Etsy. Okay, so I just realized there's one more piece that I forgot to show you. That's because I need to actually clean it, and that is this very crazy horse painting that I got for basically $4.50. So it's a weird one, but the frame on it is very good wood frame in great shape, just a little like dusty, so I gotta clean it. And then I just thought these horses were wild looking, really wild. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that love horse stuff, and so this is something that I'm like, okay, there's gonna be a buyer for this, and for $5, it's like, yeah, I'll just bring it home, see how it does. This will be available on Etsy. Okay, so that's all I have to show you today. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, most things that are going to be available on Etsy will be linked below. But if you don't see it, send me an email and I can let you know if it's either sold or I can get it listed for you. If you're looking for more thrifting content between my haul videos here on YouTube, make sure you check me out on Instagram and TikTok. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Take care.